Welcome. Derek Rydall here, founder of the Law-Of-Emergence and Emergeneering. And if you've been going through this free coaching program for the last week or so, ideally you've had a chance to really tap into that vision of your life, that vision that's rooted in your core values, that's been seeking to emerge, and begin to create and develop that quantum plan, and ideally take some bold action in the direction so that you're no longer living life merely by accident, but living life on purpose. And today in this final video, I'm going to talk about some of the key issues that knock most people off their track or prevent them from ever even getting on it. And that when they start to get results, ultimately prevent them from really taking it to the next level, really getting knocked off their path, not even knowing they're knocked off their path, and then not knowing how to get back on. And in my experience of working with over 2 decades with thousands of people around the planet, these are some of the critical distinctions that have made all the difference between the winners and the whiners, between those that really succeed and those that ultimately don't. So today I'm going to go through some of those key distinctions so that you will leave this video really having an idea of what it really takes to take it to the next level, to not just have a breakdown in your life, but to have a massive breakthrough. Would that be okay if you got that today from this video? And I'm going to also share with you a way that if you've enjoyed this experience, how you can do more of this, how we can really take it further together in a program that's just going to blow your mind. It's an amazing opportunity. There's so many levels to it. I'm really excited to share it with you. But first, I want to talk about really what the possibility is here. And you know, there's so many programs out there. There's so many techniques. There's so many teachings. There's so many messages that we're bombarded with every day about what's wrong with us or what's not right with us or what's lacking, what's missing, what's broken. And then there's all these different things coming at us about what to do about it. You know, EFT and EMT and ABCDEFG. There's all these different things. And I don't know about you, but it can become very overwhelming sometimes. At least I know early on in my journey, I was bombarded and overwhelmed with all the options and all the possibilities. And what I discovered is that it didn't matter what program I did, that it didn't matter what technique my friends or family or colleagues were using, that if they did not understand some of these key distinctions, ultimately the program would fail or at least not deliver nearly the results that were possible and allow them to actualize nearly the potential that was within them. Does that sound familiar? You know, I speak to a lot of people. I receive a lot of emails. And I even recently was part of a study where we studied thousands of individuals in the personal development space. And we found that one of the biggest complaints was that so many people had tried so many different ways to heal their body, their life, their finances, their relationships. And they were sincere. And these programs were not necessarily bad programs, but for some reason, they failed to get the results, and in many cases, things even got worse. And if you understand the law of emergence, as I've been teaching it, that underlying that is a false premise about who and what we really are. That when we use all these seemingly good techniques coming from that false premise that we're lacking, that we're broken, that we're wounded, then we will tend to exacerbate and even magnify our problems. So one of the core reasons why I created this free coaching and ultimately this other optional program and way for you to take this to the next level is because I've seen this and heard this for years and experienced it myself. And I thought that there's something missing. There's something that people aren't understanding, that if they could understand this and really grasp it and really begin to apply it, their whole life would finally change. All of these techniques that they're using would finally work. Now that's the possibility that's really the promise that I want to hold out to you today. That I know how hard you've been trying. I know how much most of you have been struggling and even suffering. And that you've put in a lot of time and investment to really get results in your life, to really take your finances to the next level, to take your body to the next level, to heal your heart, to have more healthier and happier relationships, to feel more on purpose. And no matter how much you've tried, you just feel like you're taking 2 steps back and 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. Am I right? Or maybe it's 2 steps forward and 2 steps back, or 2 steps forward and 1 step back. But it's just not the kind of progress that you were promised, that you've hoped for. And you might even be feeling disillusioned and disappointed and kind of hopeless. You know, that's where I was many years ago. And I was struggling in the same way when I began to understand these distinctions. And so the possibility, this is what I really want you to get. And if you get nothing else out of this, what I'm telling you right now is what I know. And it's the truth. No hype, no hyperbole. But that there is a destiny of greatness within you. There is a life of such genius, such power, such health, such wealth, such joy, such freedom and fulfillment. This is your birthright. This is your true nature. And it wants to come out and be itself as you, even more than you want it for yourself. I promise you. And the promise that I hold out for you today is that if you could begin to understand these distinctions and really grasp them and have the willingness, the courage to just do them, to do the work no matter what, to not let your feelings determine what you're going to do anymore. Because your feelings don't tell you the truth. They just tell you what you believe. And your beliefs don't tell you the truth. They just tell you your best guess at reality. And most of that has been conditioned by the society you live in. And the society, most of the society sure doesn't know the truth. It's just going with the trend of thought, the memes, the thought viruses that are all around us. And even your circumstances don't tell you the truth. No matter what they appear to be, no matter how real they appear to be, they're nothing but a coagulated old thought. And all of that can change. All of that is not a power over you, not your circumstances, not your emotions, not even your thoughts or beliefs. All of that is what's called an effect. It has no power. It's like a picture on a screen. Your consciousness is the only power unto your life. And if you can understand these distinctions today and really begin to apply them no matter what, to really override the inertia of emotional habits, what's called emotional reasoning, then what I can guarantee is that your life can and will be transformed. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you from where I come from. I'm telling you after working with thousands of people from every walk of life from around the planet.